Have you ever felt like you're giving everything in a relationship, only to feel more drained than fulfilled? Maybe you found yourself constantly seeking validation, bending over backward to please, or wondering why you're the one doing all the work to keep things together. If you're struggling to keep a sense of balance and self-worth in your love life, you're not alone. As poet Rupi Kaur wrote, "How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you." It's easy to lose yourself in relationships, especially when you care deeply about someone. But what if I told you that the secret to lasting love isn't giving more, but living with purpose and balance? In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 ways to cultivate a love life where you feel confident, valued, and genuinely connected without sacrificing who you are. 1. Guard your time. When we're in a relationship, it's easy to forget about our own needs. We might spend all our time trying to make our partner happy, but this can leave us feeling drained and unhappy. If we don't guard our time, we risk losing ourselves. We may become so focused on the relationship that we neglect our hobbies, friendships, and even our mental health. This can lead to resentment and frustration, making it harder to connect with our partner. There's a quote by the writer Maya Angelou that fits well here: if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. This reminds us that we have the power to take control of our time and how we feel about it. To guard your time in a relationship, start by setting boundaries. Make it clear when you need personal time. Whether it's a night to yourself or a weekend with friends, communicate this with your partner. It's also helpful to schedule regular me time. Dedicate time each week just for yourself to engage in activities you enjoy, like reading, exercising, or simply relaxing. Additionally, evaluate how you spend your time. If certain activities or obligations drain you, consider reducing them. Focus on what brings you joy and fulfillment. By guarding your time, you'll feel more balanced and energized, which will help you bring your best self to the relationship. 2. Embrace solitude. In a world that often praises constant connectivity, we can feel guilty for wanting time alone. However, if we don't embrace solitude, we might find ourselves feeling overwhelmed and lost in our relationships. We can become so consumed by our partner's needs or the chaos of everyday life that we forget to check in with ourselves. This lack of self-reflection can lead to burnout and a weakened connection with our partner. Albert Einstein once said, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind." This highlights the importance of taking time for ourselves. Solitude can offer a space for reflection, creativity, and self-discovery. To embrace solitude, start by carving out moments in your day where you can be alone. This could be as simple as enjoying a cup of coffee in silence or taking a walk by yourself. Use this time to think about your feelings, goals, and what truly matters to you. Journaling can also be a great way to process your thoughts during these moments. Additionally, let your partner know that you value time alone. This honesty can help them understand your needs and give you both space to grow individually. By embracing solitude, you'll become more self-aware, which ultimately enriches your relationship. 3. Selective communication. In relationships, we often feel the pressure to share everything. However, oversharing can lead to misunderstandings and overwhelm, leaving both partners feeling drained. If we don't practice selective communication, we might find ourselves caught in a cycle of constant conflict and emotional exhaustion. This can hinder genuine connection and make it harder to resolve issues effectively. The author Brené Brown wisely said, "Vulnerability is not weakness," and that myth is profoundly dangerous. This reminds us that while it's important to be open, we must also be discerning about what we share and when. Being selective allows us to communicate our feelings without bombarding our partner with every thought that crosses our mind. To practice selective communication, begin by prioritizing what's truly important to share. Before bringing up a concern, ask yourself if it's necessary for your partner to know, and if it will contribute to a healthier dialogue. Consider discussing feelings and thoughts that genuinely impact your relationship rather than every minor issue that arises. Also, focus on active listening. This means really hearing what your partner is saying and responding thoughtfully. By doing this, you create a safe space for both of you to express yourselves without the fear of overwhelming each other. By embracing selective communication, you can foster a deeper, more meaningful connection with your partner while maintaining emotional balance. 4. Display confidence quietly. Many people believe that confidence means being loud and assertive, but that's not always the case. If we fail to display confidence quietly, we might come off as insecure or overly aggressive. This can create tension in our relationships and make it harder for our partner to feel comfortable around us. When we are not confident in ourselves, we may struggle to express our needs and desires, leading to resentment. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Self-trust is the first secret of success." This highlights the importance of believing in ourselves without needing to shout it from the rooftops. Quiet confidence allows us to be secure in our worth and express it in a calm, grounded manner. To display confidence quietly, start by practicing self-awareness. Acknowledge your strengths and understand that it's okay to embrace your individuality. When you feel good about yourself, your demeanor naturally becomes more relaxed and assured. Use body language that exudes confidence. Stand tall, maintain eye contact, and speak in a calm tone. Additionally, engage in conversations with a sense of assurance. Instead of dominating discussions, share your thoughts clearly and concisely, allowing space for your partner to contribute. This creates a balanced dynamic where both partners feel valued. By embodying quiet confidence, you not only enhance your self-image, but also create a supportive environment for your partner to feel secure in the relationship. 5. Limit external validation. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in seeking approval from others. Whether it's through social media likes or compliments from friends, relying on external validation can create a shaky foundation for our self-esteem. When we depend on others for our self-worth, we risk feeling inadequate and anxious. This can lead to constant comparisons and even strain our romantic relationships, as we may inadvertently prioritize others' opinions over our partner's needs. As Oscar Wilde once said, "Be yourself, everyone else has already taken." This quote reminds us that the most important approval we can seek is our own. Learning to value ourselves without needing constant reassurance from others allows us to cultivate a stronger sense of self-worth. To limit external validation, start by focusing on your strengths and achievements. Make a list of your qualities that you appreciate and remind yourself of these regularly. Practice self-affirmation by speaking kindly to yourself and acknowledging your efforts. Additionally, set boundaries around social media consumption. Instead of scrolling through feeds that trigger comparison, curate your online space with content that inspires and uplifts you. When you find yourself seeking approval from others, pause and ask yourself what you truly need in that moment. Prioritize your feelings over others' perceptions. By fostering self-acceptance and limiting the need for outside approval, you'll strengthen your relationship with yourself and create a healthier, more fulfilling connection with your partner. 6. Quality over quantity in relationships. In our fast-paced lives, it's easy to think that having many friends or acquaintances means we're well connected. However, when we focus on the number of relationships rather than their depth, we often find ourselves feeling lonely and unfulfilled. Superficial connections can leave us feeling drained and can even create tension in our romantic lives. When we spread ourselves too thin, we might neglect the people who truly matter, including our partners. Maya Angelou wisely stated, "I don't want to have my life to be defined by the people who don't love me. I want it to be defined by the people who do." This quote highlights the importance of valuing meaningful relationships over simply having a lot of them. When we focus on nurturing a few close connections, including our romantic partnerships, we create a strong support system that enriches our lives. To embrace quality over quantity, start by evaluating your current relationships. Identify the people who genuinely uplift you and contribute positively to your life. Spend more time with them and deepen those connections. Engage in meaningful conversations, share experiences, and be present when you're together. Additionally, practice vulnerability with your partner. Open up about your thoughts and feelings to strengthen your bond. Make it a point to have quality time together without distractions. This could be as simple as having a heartfelt conversation during dinner or enjoying a quiet walk together. By prioritizing deeper connections, you'll find that your relationships become more fulfilling, creating a solid foundation of love and trust. 7. Handle emotions with poise. Emotions can be overwhelming, especially in romantic relationships. If we don't learn to manage our feelings, we might react impulsively or say things we don't mean, which can lead to misunderstandings and hurt feelings. Emotional outbursts can create a toxic environment, making it harder for love to thrive. When we allow our emotions to dictate our actions, we risk damaging our relationships instead of nurturing them. As the poet Rumi once said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." This quote reminds us that our emotional struggles can lead to growth and understanding. By learning to handle our emotions with poise, we create an opportunity to deepen our connection with our partners. Instead of allowing negative feelings to control us, we can use them as tools for growth and self-awareness. To handle emotions effectively, start by recognizing when you're feeling overwhelmed. Take a moment to breathe deeply and ground yourself before reacting. Practicing mindfulness can help you become more aware of your emotions and their triggers. Journaling your thoughts and feelings can also provide clarity, allowing you to process emotions without immediate reactions. Communicate openly with your partner about your feelings. Let them know when you need support or when something is bothering you. Instead of blaming or accusing, express your emotions calmly and constructively. This approach not only fosters understanding but also strengthens your emotional bond, allowing both of you to navigate challenges with grace. By handling emotions with poise, you create a healthier, more loving relationship where both partners can thrive. 8. Purpose-driven living. Living without a clear purpose can leave us feeling lost and unfulfilled, especially in relationships. When we lack direction, we might rely too heavily on our partners for validation and happiness, which can create pressure and resentment. This dependency can weaken the foundation of love, making it harder for both partners to grow individually and together. If we don't establish a sense of purpose, we may find ourselves drifting apart instead of building a meaningful connection. As Viktor Frankl once said, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." This quote highlights the importance of having a sense of purpose in our lives. When we know what drives us, we can approach our relationships with a clearer mindset and a stronger sense of self. A purpose-driven life not only enhances our personal growth but also enriches our relationships as we bring our passions and goals into the partnership. To cultivate a purpose-driven life, start by reflecting on what truly matters to you. What are your passions? What makes you feel fulfilled? Spend time exploring these interests and setting goals that align with them. Share your aspirations with your partner and encourage them to do the same. By supporting each other's goals, you create a strong bond based on mutual respect and understanding. Make it a habit to regularly assess your progress towards your goals and adjust them as needed. Engage in activities that contribute to your sense of purpose, whether through work, hobbies, or volunteer opportunities. This will not only enrich your own life, but also provide opportunities for shared experiences with your partner. When both of you live purpose-driven lives, your relationship becomes a source of inspiration and growth, deepening your connection and enhancing your love for each other. 9. Subtle affection. Sometimes we can become so focused on expressing our love in big, flashy ways that we overlook the power of subtle affection. When we neglect these small gestures, we might unintentionally create distance in our relationships. Without consistent, small acts of love, our partners may feel undervalued or insecure about our feelings. Over time, this can lead to misunderstandings and a lack of emotional connection. As author Robert Brault wisely said, "Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things." This quote reminds us that the small moments and gestures in love often hold the greatest significance. Subtle affection can be as simple as a gentle touch, a warm smile, or a thoughtful note. These small acts can convey a depth of feeling that sometimes words alone cannot express. To incorporate subtle affection into your relationship, start by being more aware of your partner's needs and preferences. Take note of what makes them smile or what they appreciate most. Simple gestures like holding hands, leaving a sweet text message, or making their favorite meal can go a long way in reinforcing your love. You don't need grand declarations. Instead, focus on the little things that show you care. Make it a practice to express your affection daily, even if it's in small ways. Consider creating a ritual that incorporates subtle gestures, like a morning hug or a nightly routine where you share something you appreciate about each other. By nurturing this habit, you create a warm and loving environment that helps both partners feel valued and connected. Remember, in love, it's often the little things that count the most. 10. Consistency in actions and words. In love, inconsistency can be a major source of frustration. When our actions don't match our words, it can lead to confusion and distrust in a relationship. If we promise our partner something but fail to follow through, it can create feelings of disappointment and insecurity. Over time, this inconsistency can erode trust and cause emotional distance between partners. As the saying goes, actions speak louder than words. This quote emphasizes the importance of aligning our actions with what we say. It's easy to express love verbally, But if those words aren't backed by consistent actions, they can lose their meaning. When we show that we mean what we say, it reinforces our commitment and builds a stronger foundation for the relationship. To practice consistency, start by reflecting on your commitments and promises. Be mindful of what you say and ensure you're ready to back it up with your actions. This might mean setting realistic expectations for yourself and communicating openly with your partner about what you can and cannot do. For instance, if you tell your partner you'll always support them, make a point to be there for them in both small and significant moments. Additionally, check in with your partner regularly. Ask them if your actions align with their expectations, and if there's anything more you can do to show your love. This not only fosters open communication, but also helps both partners feel secure in the relationship. By being consistent in both your words and actions, you cultivate a sense of reliability and trust, which can deepen your connection and enhance the love you share. Now we are about to end the video. Now it is time to change your life. Write a comment and say that you want to change your life, no matter how difficult it is to change. I will read each of your comment and feature one of the best comment in our channel. If you want a daily dose of unfiltered motivation, subscribe to our channel.